This is a short diatribe about TV antennas. This is an old-fashioned, analog, coal-fired, steam-powered TV set. There's nothing special about it. Down here, I have an adapter box, otherwise sometimes referred to as a digital tuner. And the purpose of this demonstration is to demonstrate something about TV antennas. I rearranged the furniture so that we could get access to the cable connections on the back of the adapter box. Here we can see the cable that runs off to the TV set and also the cable that runs to the antenna.
Turn these back down to medium low. All right, and now we'll get the rest of this liquid in.
I also fetched a length
as they add the
of
liquid,
cable.
that really does loosen up. Yeah, and you really want to be working at medium low here.
This cable is called a coaxial cable. The way it is manufactured is it has a central conductor that carries the signal. Over this conductor, a plastic insulation is placed. Then on top of that, there is a shield that is used to keep outside noise from getting in and the signal traveling on that wire from getting out. And then outside that is a plastic jacket that insulates the shield from the environment. With the TV antenna disconnected and just a piece of cable on there, I get no signal. If I grab a stew pot out of the kitchen, touch the center conductor to it, I get a signal. If I get a big wrench, not making a very good connection. There. I get a signal. If I get my calipers, touch this on there, and I get a signal. The fact is, a TV antenna is just a piece of metal we stick up in the air to catch some of the radio waves as they go past. Some sizes and shapes of metal will work better than others. And to help explain this, I'm first going to whack on the end of a piece of PVC pipe with my hand. You can hear that it goes boing boing rather than thump thump. And this is because a piece of PVC pipe has a preferred frequency called its resonant frequency that depends upon its length. I will now explain this effect when it comes to TV antennas. Imagine we have a metal rod just sitting out in space, and somehow a magical RF hand comes along and whacks it on the end. This little packet of RF energy is going to race along the conductive rod over to the left-hand edge. When it gets there, it's going to bounce off that edge, race along it to the right-hand edge, and bounce off that and go back to the left. And it will go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This determines a frequency at which this metal element, or metal rod, is resonant. And this will be the frequency that this antenna will receive the best. To pick off the signal to bring to our TV set, we break the conductive rod in the middle, support it with something that's non-conductive, and then run two leads off it, like this, to the TV set. This antenna we've made will work a lot better than my stew pot, and it is very like what is inside of those flat antennas that you can stick on your wall indoors. We can improve upon the performance of this antenna by adding a second conductive rod if we place that second conductive rod so that it is behind the main element of the antenna. This reflector improves things in two ways. Any signal that is coming from our station that makes it past our main element can bounce off the reflector and go back to the main element and get a second chance to be absorbed. Also, any signals trying to come in the antenna from behind will hit that reflector and be bounced away and will not make it to our active element. We can further improve things by adding yet another element, this one being a rod shorter than the active one, and placing it in front of the active one. A rod of the correct length and the correct distance in front of the active element works a little like a lens and tends to focus the incoming radio waves onto the active element. Up to here, I've been talking as though TV channels are all at the same frequency. They aren't. The way the antenna manufacturers deal with this is they combine together multiple antennas that are all tuned to receive at different frequency bands to make one giant antenna. This is why you end up with antennas that look like this. This is the sort of antenna you will probably need if the station you wish to receive is over something like 60 miles away. To understand why I said 60 miles and not 463 miles, we have to step back from the problem a little bit and look at it like this. Let's say this is space, and here is planet Earth, drawn in here not to scale. Let's say this is the TV station you would like to receive. Here is your TV antenna. Radio waves go in a straight line, so hooray, you get to watch this TV station. What if the station was further away? Radio waves still travel in a straight line, but now that big green thing called planet Earth is in the way, and you may or may not receive the signal at this distance. This distance is about 75 miles. Conclusions. There is no such thing as an HD antenna. It is just a piece of metal we stick up in the air to catch some of the radio waves as they go by. The antenna size needs to be tuned to the frequencies you want to receive. A really small antenna is not going to work well. No antenna is going to get you a range beyond, let's be generous, 80 miles to the station. Makers who make wild claims of ranges beyond that are simply not telling you the truth.